Well, this is nice because this week you don't even seem fake happy to start the show. You just seem like you're sort of harried and.
Well, I'm late. Let's talk about that. Give me how long?
Because that's an interesting in.
I know. You know how it's never interesting?
Yeah, I do.
What if you give me a time limit on it? Like, say, within 20 seconds, explain it.
Here's 20 seconds to.
I don't. It's too long, not enough time. No, there's no excuse for it. Although today I did a lot of falling asleep in every situation I was in. In the lift, 7 times I fell asleep.
Yeah.
Not 7 times.
Is that what your customer review said?
No, but they keep saying, okay, you're here, sir. And then I have to go, okay, I'm here. Where am I? What's going on? Is it in
deep
town?
Sleep. Deep sleep.
Yeah, well, it's nice sleep. It's restful sleep. But that wasn't the original question. I had something going good. Now, you're asking me, Andy, why am I wearing all of my teeth? I have to get used to it, Josh.
For company.
Josh, I have to get used to it.
You do.
You can't tell me, I need you to keep your teeth out until you learn to talk with them.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Right.
I'll work around it.
That's what my ex-wife said.
You can send it out for processing.
Well, do you know what I don't use it for? I don't eat ice cream.
Yeah.
And anything that's and yogurt with it.
So soft food you can gum. You don't use your teeth for.
That's not the point. It's not the point. Old man ageism. The point is that there's so many, and you never told me this. There's so many goddamn taste buds in the top of your mouth, which is, I guess, why I spent the first 12 years of my life pressing various candies.
Did you press them to the roof of your mouth?
Well, I put them everywhere in my mouth that I could get extra flavor.
You're just looking for literally the sweet spot.
Exactly. I can't say for sure it was always up against the roof, but I know I would fuck around with things.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry for the language. It's not like I'm bringing anything to the table with it.
Ooh, he's back.
It's just
reminiscence, man.
It's just off-putting.
It is.
So, did I say what I was going to say?
You were talking about candy in your teeth and the roof of your mouth, where there's taste buds, apparently, where you prefer ice cream be pressing up instead of metal, or your thumb in this case.
And the fact that you did that reminded me of something that I did want to say. But then...
Okay, but can I ask that
Sure.
you please don't stick your thumb in the roof of your mouth again like that?
Why not?
Because it's like...
Is it unattractive?
Yeah.
Like watching someone get stabbed? Watching someone have surgery on them? Or watching someone eat? Is it worse than food in someone's mouth? Because I don't like that, and I'm guilty of it sometimes.
Yeah, it was as upsetting as watching you eat.
I don't, you're the one who decides to go with the extra insult with the explanation. By explanation. Oh, yes, it's almost as annoying as other things I do with you.
That's right. I call it piggybacking.
All right, but I do remember what I was going to say, though. I feel that even though we had a great show in there, I always feel not as comfortable in there. Specifically...
I know, it makes you cry, that room. That's why we're back at home base.
Specifically because I can never get into a position that I feel is comfortable via the mic.
Okay.
That's it?
Well,
I thought you'd go through some kind of...
It's not my first choice. I was doing it to be a room farther away from the house.
Well, how do you feel when you're in there? You don't care because you're in control? It's all right. You feel comfortable, though. You don't have the same problem I do.
No, I didn't.
So wherever you sit, you're ready to talk via microphone? I'm going to say via microphone.
Okay, yes, I am.
All right. Well, anyway, I like it here better. And if I have a bad show in here, I'll have to come up with some other reason why we should be back in there. Why are you rubbing your here's all I see. I see someone, I don't see anything, but I see reactions I get a lot in regular life. People rubbing their faces.
Yeah.
Too annoyed already about it.
No, it was a utilitarian face rub.
And we're not supposed to be putting our faces to our mouths or faces to our faces anymore.
Yeah, keep your mouth away from your face.
Or can I get to the horse that's not in the elephant right now? Can I do it? The elephant that's not in the horse?
Are you talking in Cockney slang now?
Yeah, I'm auditioning for a Guy Ritchie movie.
Okay, good.
I'm going to vote for Biden. So we know that's over. I'm voting for Biden. I was going to vote for Buttigieg.
This is Super Tuesday
Eve.
Here in Los Angeles.
And I think that I'm growing up online.
So you're going for Biden.
And
takes a lot of courage.
What is that? What's the implication of that? Who are you voting for? Warren? You and the wife are going to vote for Warren.
No,
right?
the wife's definitely going Biden. I'm still slightly undecided. I don't think I'm fine with Biden, as I've said all along. Not a huge fan of the guy, but I might give Warren one last shot in the arm.
Well, the thing about it is this: I feel that I've seen a lot of people going nuts online.
Yeah,
and a lot of people going nuts online. I'm getting into the camp of, and I'm. Interesting, I'd be in this camp since I do nothing but impotently yell and scream most of my life. But it's like, this isn't fixed. I think people really do think it's fixed in a way. Or they think it's like, oh, great. You're going to go with Biden? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, no one's planned this. None of this has been planned. This has all been a result of what's happened to our country,
well, I mean,
good or bad.
I mean, to the extent that they're saying this is all happening to stop Bernie.
That's true.
That's absolutely true. Yeah,
but it's not.
It's not a
fix.
It's not a fix or a scam.
Right.
I mean, people are quitting their campaigns in order to do this. You know?
Except as soon as they put an article like the super delegates, they went and any of those stupid articles where they write about super delegates, they give the implication. In other words,
yeah, that's party politics.
That is party politics. But I'm saying, like, people right now are probably going to vote against Bernie Sanders. I predict. He will not get the nomination, and I think he will not get the nomination just because that's the way it worked out, not because people don't want it. They don't want the...
Not enough people do.
Not enough people. That's the way to go.
Yeah.
The way you say it, it makes it seem like 25% of the people are solid, and maybe they're right. There's just not enough of them.
Exactly.
You know what? I'm disgusted. Not disgusted. I really am. I can't take... I'm disgusted. There's nothing to gain for me to get too involved with it.
Yeah.
And I hope I keep to that. Because it's like David Crosby. And don't get me wrong, I love David Crosby. He's like...
you're on a short list, apparently.
He goes, no, this is ridiculous. He's not, but there's no way. Who are you yelling at? He's going to either win at this point.
All right.
He's not, no one is going, oh, David, oh, you're right.
Right.
There's some kind of an error. It's because nobody wants Bloomberg. Biden, and here's what I'll also say. Biden's acceptance speech last Saturday in South Carolina was excellent.
Quite good.
And for the first time, he stopped doing this thing where I thought he had a nervous tick where he would say something and people would start. He goes, no, I'm serious. And it started to get weird.
Right.
Now he did that last Saturday, but just...
He'll still do it, but it's
calmly.
Not... Yeah.
So now, but... I know my problem is going to be if I start to walk around like, oh, Biden's the one.
But when he does do the no, I'm serious, what I realized is that it's him going, I wasn't just saying an applause line.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
That is what he's saying. But when he gets it, when he's not at his best, which he hasn't been since the
mid-70s.
I wish I could express the fact that there's nothing to blame about this. There's nobody who was amazing. Here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm going to say. People who are Bernie bros are going to say that it's my politics. You know, I'm not willing to be a socialist. But my point is...
There's something to that.
Well, no, my brother's a capitalist. I've done very well for the capitalist.
Your brother's a noted capitalist.
I've done very well.
Yeah.
With the capitalist system. Yeah. But... I'm not anti any particular. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never cared that he was a Democratic socialist.
Right.
But it's become now clear to me that he really has never been a member of the Democratic Party. And he's trying to sell something. I'm not like a GOP dirty trickster. But it's like, there's a lot of people, they hear socialism, they get nervous. Give me something. And he went the other way with it. He went, I'll say something about, how would you like it if I said Castro was very good? Oh, you can't.
No, I know. It's like,
it's literacy.
It's like Bernie Sanders is doing his impression of Larry David.
Yeah, that's right. It's exactly what it is. And meanwhile, is Larry David that good
Don't start me on Larry David right now. I already had my liver venting about Curb Your Enthusiasm. You don't remember, but our listeners do.
What do you mean? I was right there with you, wasn't I? You said that you didn't want to... Oh, my best friend came over to say hi.
Thanks a lot.
No. I'm going to do what you did. I'll say what you said,
Okay.
Josh. We are, yes, Andy, we are close. I feel very much closer to you than I feel to, say, this chair or to that computer. I just want to let you know before you pour your heart out any further, there are certain people I'm closer to.
I didn't say that. I said there's no one there are people who are as close.
Oh, that's not bad.
That's what I said.
Now all I have to do is poison people.
Yeah, sure, exactly.
I think I cut you off or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Like,
No?
Like that would be a...
Well, where were we?
I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
You were ranting about politics, and I was playing along amiably.
Well,
Okay, you weren't ranting.
it doesn't matter. Nothing matters. The fact that I wasn't ranting.
I think the underlying message is people are terrible.
No, I think it's more things are terrible right now.
Okay.
Things are terrible right now, and I wish Warren had been like an exciting person.
How about things are terrible? Yes, and people are terrible.
I thought Buttigieg did a very lovely dropout.
Yeah. Buttigieg, I think he's a classy dude. I liked him all the way along the way.
But what
Despite his, everyone has
their things.
bad moments and bad things.
Yes,
but
he did have some bad moments, but can you imagine anybody being in there who wouldn't have had a bad moment?
No.
I can't imagine I would have launched into some kind of maybe an anti-Nazi tirade.
No, I don't see any chinks in your candidacy armor.
Yeah, I would have been a good. I could never run for anything. So terrible. Seems so terrible to me. It's
Yeah.
like even the prize is not great. Like
Yeah,
if you get
no,
to be
exactly.
president.
No, I know. It takes someone with entirely different wiring to think that's a good thing.
And I do see Bernie now. I see Bernie has a third, and he goes, blah. He puts some stuff over here. He goes over there. He does a little, he has a little schwitz with it. He has a nice campaigning manure.
He's getting good.
Right.
Yeah.
Not good at describing democratic socialism.
No.
Can't you say at least a couple of sentences about it? Democratic socialism is good because the people actually own the means of the production. I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm not a democratic socialist.
No.
And I'm also not a capitalist. I know people go, oh, you're a capitalist?
No, you're a capitalist. No, you are. You're from a noted capitalist family.
Well, someone replied to me, J.P. Morgan's stock was down. I think they thought my brother worked for J.P. Morgan. I don't know.
I don't know.
Who knows? Why do I have to look into it? I'm lucky my brother has money. What am I worried about? That someone will find out that all of my comedy is based on trying to get centrists elected.
You're doing comedy for the 1%.
I did want to say that Nova thing that you probably have watched before that I was fascinated by was the idea that dogs respond just as much when they... First of all, did you know that we have similar pleasure centers?
Dogs and us, or
Yeah.
you and me?
Not you and I.
Yeah.
Dogs and us.
Mine still works. Ha ha!
Oh, no. My penis doesn't work. My pleasure center works, but I can't remember what I was fantasizing about. Beep, boo, beep, boo, beep, boo. But dogs, when they've done these tests, they are the areas of their brain that lights up because they're like experiencing joy.
Right.
Is just as much it's more to get the, you're a good dog, you're a great dog. They love the approval.
Yes.
More than they love the meat.
Yes. Or at least as much.
At least as much.
Yeah.
No, because
Well,
it's the anticipatory.
It's the reward they like.
Yes.
It's whatever you train them to be their reward. And if you're smart, you make it praise instead of meat.
Yeah. But I guess the theory is that they resonate with that.
They do. It's just that the meat becomes the petting. It becomes the approval for some dogs.
I think
The
that
treat.
they're saying, I think you're right. Well, they trained, they did these fox where they trained foxes to either be extremely violent and react.
Why would you train them to be violent? I think they were just finding the violent ones.
First of all, you're questioning Nova, all right? Now, it's bad enough when I've read something that wasn't true, but this is Nova. It's probably they're not bullshitting on Nova.
No, I just think you didn't.
Ow, you think I didn't understand. I'm beginning to think I am stupid. I went into a website. Here's why if this isn't stupid, what is? Right. I went into a chat room that I go into. It's not like a sex chat room.
Pretty stupid, right off.
No, it's a safe chat room.
No, but it's stupid to go into.
It's stupid to go into it. And I say, I had this brilliant. I haven't posted in this room for a long time.
What is the topic of this?
I can't tell you. I can't take it. It's a secret.
Okay.
And so I go in there and I say, I'll tell you why. I'm not upset about Biden's age because Biden's a year younger than Trump, so Trump will never, when he goes against Trump, there's not going to be an issue of age.
Right, but he's not.
He's not.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the first, that's the first correction that comes in, right?
Mm-hmm.
First correction that comes in. And one of those corrections, like, because I haven't posted in a long time, these people don't know. I could be I could be a moron on one of these people who just doesn't research enough.
Right.
So someone corrects me and says, just saying, one of those things. Okay. So I say, thank you, I'm an idiot. And then, but I do think I had some kind of a point to make, and my point to make was, but I said it wrong, and I probably didn't have the point going in because I don't know what I was talking about. I don't think that Trump is going to make Biden look old because Trump's fucking decrepit. And
no, he has already tried. It's Sleepy. What do you think, Sleepy Joe?
And it won't work. How do you think it will?
I'm not saying it'll work. I'm just saying that's.
I don't think he can be. I really do think Joe Biden, if he can not make bonehead statements every day.
Good luck with that.
It's going to be easier than a Democratic socialist.
I think that's probably true.
But you know what? There's people right now, like you got your Yoshi Yamamoto's, you got your not Preet Baharas, and they're saying these old centrist Jews or whatever. No, they don't say Jews.
Right.
These centrists.
Yeah.
These centrists, they're not. That's what that's all I imagine people, the younger, hipper, left wing thinks about us.
You're not cool.
Yeah.
That's what you're worried
Old
about.
man.
Yeah.
Boomer. I get about 3 okay boomers a day. You would think that would fade out.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish I could
help me. This is the worst thing I do, Josh.
It's not one of your best
No.
things.
Do you know what it is?
The finishing of the sentences, yeah.
No, but it's
incorrectly.
Incorrectly and also rudely.
Yeah,
it's
true.
rude.
Yeah.
My behavior is rude.
Unless you have a joke. See, I do it only if I have a joke.
I do that with Susan, but it's worse because she says, you're not even trying a joke. You're just saying a sentence and then, so it's not even, but I still want the feedback from her, but I cut her off so much that I can't even believe my therapist doesn't, not see me or something, puts me on parole or what did he do?
Quietrin.
I was really having a lot of time. I couldn't stop talking. My wife would say, I can't talk. Stop talking. And then I tried Quietrin.
Yeah. Everyone's happy.
Quietrin. Don't take Quietrin if you're allergic to Quietrin. Also, if you've ever had a headache. Or, you know what? This is the thing that bothers me more than anything. Is that I'm gravitating towards the hackiest subjects.
You do a lot of commercial material, though. You really do, because you watch TV all day.
It's so sad. Let's laugh. Especially when I'm into things like, hey, you don't see that commercial about mesothelioma? Did you get mesothelioma? There seems to be things like, hurry up. What's the thing that the pesticide that was no good? Roundup?
Yeah.
Hurry up. If you do it right now, you can still get money on it. Like some things,
right.
the suits are, not the Roundup, but some suits are not going so well.
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems like a business that I would not enjoy, the injury attorney.
I don't know. I think you could do it pretty well, actually.
Everything
it involves a lot of unjustified indignance.
Wait, you're talking about the old me.
Yeah.
This is not the new Andy Kindler.
No.
No.
This is February Andy I'm talking about, not March Andy.
This isn't your winter Kindler. These aren't Here's a new update of my old joke.
Yeah.
These aren't your father's remains. I think they're actually your uncle's. You don't think I can add on to it? How did my new joke go? You haven't even done anything.
No, we haven't done
Only
it.
me.
Yeah.
Only me. Did I tell you I wrote something for Jay Johnson once?
The ventriloquist?
And he used it, and he was very happy with it, and I was very happy with it.
Good.
He had a puppet named Darwin was the name of the monkey. It was a monkey puppet named Darwin.
Yeah.
See?
Uh-huh.
And then he says, how'd you get the name? How did you get the name? You can do this joke. You want me to do this, Jay Johnson? How'd you get the name? Why are you named Darwin?
I evolved into it.
That's it. Thank you. If you had even been, if I had described it clearer, you would have gotten it.
I had it before you interrupted me and went and did the setup again.
And he used it, and I really did get that satisfaction of when someone uses your joke.
Yeah.
But not enough to want to hand out my jokes.
Right.
Not my classics. Especially.
It's not like you were going to use the Darwin monkey joke on your own.
Well, that's
so
yeah.
it was
nice.
easy to give that away.
Well, I wouldn't, and I wouldn't want to make them all on the basis of this is a horrible joke. Why don't you give it to see if somebody else can use it.
That one's free. Come back if you want the Galapagos joke.
Is that how you get them hooked on comedy writing?
Exactly.
Well, it's quite.
Speaking of comedy writing, I just enrolled in.
It doesn't sound good when you enroll in something.
No, I was recruited.
That doesn't also sound good.
That's better, isn't it?
It's better. It is better.
To be in this year's Crash and Burn at Acme because someone dropped out.
Oh.
So Crash and Burn is the show where the 4 headliners all bring 20 new minutes of never tried before material. I did this a couple of years ago.
I know you did. You did it with, and that guy who's, he's not right wing, but he's somewhat independent, who's done it for years.
Yeah, Tim Slagle.
Right.
Is whose show it is.
It's his show.
Yeah. So I now have 30 days to write 20 minutes of material.
All right. I forgot the premise of this. You have to write it before you get there?
You have to, the point is to get to 20 minutes of new shit by the end of the week, but it all has to be stuff that you've never uttered on stage before.
No, but you don't have to have 30 minutes that you prepare before you get there?
20.
20, okay. 20 out at 30 by the end of the week.
No, it's
20.
20 minutes is what you have to fill each night.
But you bring, for the first night, you should have 20 new minutes, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But hopefully they get better over the course of the week.
Right, because you're involved with it.
When you're doing it 7 times, yeah.
That's the other thing. You can't bring something in the second night that was brand new.
Yeah, you can.
You can.
You can't bring in something old.
Oh, that's right. What do you mean old? Oh, yeah. Oh, nothing old. Yeah, nothing.
Why is this complicated?
Because everything.
20 new minutes. Never done it before.
Did you see me at the poker game? Can I talk about the poker game?
Sure.
All right. Well, we played the poker game, which I thought was a lot of fun.
It's not like Fight Club.
It's not like Fight Club. But I got high.
Yeah.
And I could not understand these jokes that were based on, not jokes. I couldn't understand these games that were not hard to get.
Right.
But I just everything was, I just haven't played in a while, so everything was high-low. Mm-hmm. And the only person who I felt really wanted to keep the game moving, I don't think it's wrong.
Yeah.
Banos.
Oh, yeah.
And he's right in a way. He's right in a way because if you do slow it down too long, like you have a yokel like me dealing so slow, you right. Reduce the amount of hands.
It's different if he's winning. Little less hostility.
That's so good.
Little less hostility.
So I saw a little peek into all. I'm not going to go into it, but because there could be lawsuits, but I could see.
But Steve Banos is Mr. Kauchevsky from Freaks and Geeks,
right?
The math teacher from,
and
Freaks
a very funny guy.
Just to put a face on the.
Well, when I came in to the gathering, people looked at me like I was like they couldn't believe I was there. Now, why was not that I couldn't believe I was there? Not like how'd you get Andy? That's not what it was. But
why'd you get Andy?
Yeah, or I thought it wasn't so much. I thought that guy was dead.
It was just a non sequitur. You just because
I haven't been around.
This is a group of guys who we've played for 30 years in various combinations. So.
It did remind me that I have let that part of my life lag because of my own emotional problems. But now I think I'm also, and also, why you say?
So did you have net fun for the evening, or was it all self-consciousness?
No.
Okay, good.
Well, that's interesting. That's interesting you said it because that's what I was thinking the whole time. The reason why I'm able to have fun in almost every situation. No, I'm not able to, but the formula to it is if you go there and you don't expect it to be great.
Yeah.
And you don't expect that you're going to, and especially for me, you're not going to, I know I'm not going to try and be on. In the old days, I would have tried to be on immediately. I'm not saying I didn't get on.
No. On your game would have been good.
I came up with one joke that I was very happy with.
You ended up winning, though, didn't you, for the evening?
No, I thought I'd won. I ended up even completely.
Okay.
But I think I was walking around with a strut.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's okay.
So
I'm sure that made Banos happy.
one joke I was very happy about was, I don't know, we were getting into, like, if I was portraying an anti-Semite, right? And I said, did the Jew show up at the poker game? And they said, oh, I don't know. And he goes, and so my line was, well, did anything come up? Now, you still don't see the humor there, but I think it's very funny.
Yeah.
Think of me as an anti-Semitic guy. Did the Jew show up? Did the Joe come? Did anything
This is
come
your
up?
gentleman's agreement run?
What was that one?
I'm just saying that this is the conversation from Gentleman's Agreement that you're doing.
Oh, kind of, but I'm portraying a guy who would be like,
What do you mean, did anything come up?
no, he's like, did anything happen? Like,
What do you mean?
yeah, that voice sounds very familiar.
Really?
What is wrong? What would you say a Jewish person who was having problems in the bedroom? Well, how would you describe that?
I would say
If you had to have used two words.
impotent, Semite.
You impotent, get out of, I can't do it. Get out of my office, you impotent Jew.
I will not be stopped by some impotent Jew.
Why?
I will not have this podcast sullied any further by talk over this impotent Jew. We do not need to know the ins and outs of some Jew's nocturnal emissions.
No, I said I'm impudent.
Oh, that's a whole different story. I'm sorry. Let's go back to one. My bad.
I watched another good Nazi thing called the Nazis doing the Titanic. Did we discuss this? Please don't tell me I'm not gone. I did not discuss this before, right?
The Nazis in the Titanic? Was this a Roger Corman film?
Is it what?
Is this a Roger Corman film?
No, it's a Goebbels film. Goebbels made a version of the Titanic that was with a director, not Leni Riefenstahl, but another director. And it just went, and he insisted on, full thing of the boat. Right. It's so great. Because it's in 1942, so everything is crashing down. And Goebbels is upset.
Until the Germans come and save them.
The movie was actually made. You can watch this movie.
I believe you.
Do you know why the Titanic went down in the German version?
Jews. A Goldberg. It hit a Goldberg.
Apparently, and I didn't realize this, was the Jewish executives or the Jewish owners, they didn't care how the boat was built.
The shoddy Jewish.
They were like, hey, give me some Jew. I'm a Jew. Give me some of that money.
No steel, use paper.
But people will die, Jew.
Not before they give me their money.
It's so enjoyable.
Sir, we've hit a Goldberg.
Oh, but anyway, they ended up having so many dying. They had, I think, a lot of Germans. More Germans died, I think, on this one scene.
Yeah.
Than died in the Titanic. I may be mixing up stories, but I think one of the boats
died filming this scene.
A bigger tragedy than the Titanic. I think 1,500 people died in the Titanic.
Something like that.
Trying to end that spree of the dirty of the, what name the song? Of the bloody red baron in Germany. Name the song.
Snoopy the Red Baron.
Yes. 20, 40, 70. I am in the best mood ever. You would think it would be after having accomplished a great opening to the show.
You would think that, but it's a different kind of mood.
You know what?
What's that?
Maybe this is the show now. That is not me. I'm not the old guy.
Huh?
I'm not the owl. hey, it would be funny now if I talked about something in the other room. No, I'm not that guy anymore.
No, this is new. This is March Andy.
Even though, like a Jew,
Yeah.
I am very still fooled by the image of this.
Do you think there's two other middle-aged Jews on the patio doing a radio show?
No, that one doesn't get me.
Okay.
I do think there's a lamp out there.
Okay.
A lovely lamp out there. I'm an easily fooled person.
I guess. Like a dog, sort of.
That's why I liked Oasis.
Huh?
I really bought they were the Beatles.
Oh.
There's got to be, there's not a joke there. But
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Oasis, you know what? You're right. Did you ever love them? No, right?
That joke hit a wonder wall.
I don't know. Is that one of their hits?
Yeah.
Now, can you say to me, Andy, I've heard some of their stuff, and some of it's amazing.
You know, Andy, I think you might be being a little harsh about that. I've heard some of their stuff, and it's amazing.
Oh, thank you. You know what I haven't heard, though? That your acting lessons ever paid off.
Wow, why would you turn it on
Because
me
your
like that?
acting's
I was
bad.
doing the setup
I'm
that
just
you
saying your
asked me
acting's
to.
bad.
I was just trying to fulfill a joke that you asked me to do, and then you...
All I know is I have
shivved me.
shot all my scenes from the follow-up to the Fiddling Horse. It's in the can.
Good.
Let me just tell you something. I have not lost money on the new. Is that movie now? It's past the first dates, right?
I have no... Yeah, I have not been in touch. I see him, CJ, promoting his new documentary that's coming out.
What's that?
I can't remember what it's called. But
Boy, that was a good moment.
Yeah.
If you're going to prepare things, tell me beforehand.
Okay.
Did I tell you you should submit things before we start? Last show was not a long show. It was a minute 30, an hour 39. That's long. I guess that is long.
I took out the sobbing.
Did you follow my tweeting my tweeting's been okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's been good. But here's
I haven't been following it, but I did go back and review.
Only a fucking narcissist.
A lot of retweeting you're doing now.
Only a narcissist is thinking, I wonder if Josh is following everything. But here's what I learned.
Well, I acted like I was, though, last week, because that whole thing started with me going, my son, baby.
That's not how you sound.
Okay, good.
You sound like this. Which I think is weird that you would open up that way.
Well, you know.
Na.
I have my tools as a therapist.
First of all, you're not just a therapist. You're my goddamn friend.
Proud to be both. Our time is up.
And our time is up. First of all, the show is going swimmingly tonight. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
Do we have any special events coming
You
up?
didn't really react with wonder that I'm going to write 20 minutes in the next 30 days, though. I was,
Okay, now, that was something I could have taken off on more.
Yeah.
When is the date? That's what I want to know.
Starts March 31st.
March 31st. That's the end of this month.
Yes.
So you're going to be up in...
Minneapolis.
And who else? Do you know who else is on the show with you?
Tim.
Yeah.
Andy Erickson.
You know her?
I've met her.
She's the greatest person. She's a joy.
And I can't remember who the other person is. It's Andy something as well.
It's not going to be like a Nazi, though, right?
Not a Nazi.
Why did I think there's... Oh, it's not political at all.
No.
Didn't he have another show which was political?
I
no,
don't know.
I think I've just...
he's libertarian political.
Yeah.
Tim is.
Right now, I'm an independent... Amen. Amen.
So did you see Chris Matthews
I know that he
today?
exited. I
You
know
did
that
not see it?
I didn't see it. You know, I kind of feel weird about it because I've been wanting him to exit for years.
Yeah.
But I feel it's a kind of a letdown. I feel almost bad for him.
Oh, it's so much better than a clip show, though.
What do you mean?
I mean, the way he went out.
Okay, so what happened?
So
what's a clip show?
I mean, like the best of Chris Matthews.
Oh, he's
for his
gone.
life. He's gone.
All
No.
right,
So he comes on and goes, good evening. Here's the big news. It's about me. I'm retiring. Ba 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 ba. Shouldn't have said it. Ba 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 ba. Love everybody. And then it goes to commercial.
And he's gone?
And it comes back and it's Steve Kornacki looking like, what the fuck just happened?
Oh, so that was not, it was an unplanned
Seemingly,
exit?
it was not planned that way.
You know, I have to say that I've never been sympathetic to him because occasionally he's made me laugh by being so ridiculous. I like when he used to have Michael Che and Colin Jost on, but he got increasingly erratic the last few months. Like,
no, he was always a clown as far as I was concerned.
No question.
But, I don't know the severity of his shitheadedness. So,
when he was when I was doing the Letterman things, I asked him to. I'm sorry if I told it, but I asked him if he wanted to be interviewed. We would go to everybody from NBC or MSNBC, and he's like, he goes, I can't do it. I'm with the other guy. The other guy was Leno. And yet, he was promoting his show on Letterman. He's just he's always been a weird guy. The only thing I'll say is that a friend of mine, Scott Sugar, who passed away, who used to write for Slate.
Sweet guy.
You don't know it's not Sugar, right?
No, it's just a sugar joke.
I just was amazed that someone who meant so much to me that you would go for such a cheap joke. No.
I was saying it as you were saying he died.
I see. He was a sweet guy. But he died very young too. But he was a journalist and he wrote for Slate.
Yeah.
We used to be friends when Chris Matthews he died when Chris Matthews, not in the mid 90s or the late 90s, I forget exactly. But he was also couldn't believe, it was when Chris Matthews was like rabidly anti-Clinton.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And he was just saying like that something did happen with him and he seemed to like really switch into this other kind of personality, like, shock jockey type thing.
Yeah.
But he did say that he had always been really sweet to him and had always gone to bat for him in work situations and helped him get jobs. And so that's
what all the panelists on the show today had to say about him too, is that he was always looking for new people.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
People aren't not one way or the other way. I don't mind a guy like Chris Matthews, just not on a political show where he's lying about how I was against the war forever. No, you were not. You were for the Iraq War. And then he claimed he never was.
Yeah.
But here's the other thing with Chris Matthews. The show's been bad for a long, 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 long time.
I would agree.
Who's replacing him?
They haven't announced.
Yeah, Josh, I have some good news and maybe better news for you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to have time to do the podcast anymore. And do you know why?
Why, Andy?
No. You're not getting that. I just took over Hardball.
You wah. I'm sure it won't be Hardball.
It won't be Hardball.
Yeah. Only Chris Matthews can play Hardball.
Yeah, and he never really played Hardball because he never put anything on the line.
Let's play Tetherball.
I wish I could. You know what they're going to be playing? I wish I could challenge you to a duel. Remember that one?
When he had Aaron Burr on?
This is where you were telling me in the car the other week. Nobody's quicker than you.
Why, thank you.
Nobody's quicker than you. But that we were saying, like, it's impossible not to have a downside when we say something funny. Like, we are proud of ourselves.
Absolutely.
That we've said something funny.
Absolutely. I was really proud of they hit a Goldberg, for example.
And this is how I feel is the...
You know what else I was proud of today? Yakov Smirnoff tweeted, in America, you get the coronavirus, and Soviet Russia virus gets you, or something like that. He really did.
It was a current one?
And I retweeted, in Russia, the joke gets old. In America, the old get the joke.
Did he do it? Did he respond? We don't.
He did not respond.
Yes, or Rebabo.
Yeah.
That's really good. I wonder what Bruce Vilanch is saying about all this. I want the Oscar. I decided I'm going to.
Doesn't matter now that I'm the fastest. No one's faster than me.
That is true. That's true. I'll prove it to you.
Okay.
No, I can't. Proving it to you would require me coming up with a decent premise.
Just a straight line. That's all I need. Because I'm.
I like the way you're conveying to me your expertise. Yeah, anything. Doesn't have to be anything. I had a piece of gum earlier.
You what? Is that not good?
That's good. Oh, man. I am proud of you. Huh?
Which combination of teeth did you use for your gum?
I went to the dentist today, and he...
What time?
2:30.
Okay.
But he really adjusted my new teeth.
Yeah.
And boy, was that a great story.
So are Are you a finely tuned eating machine?
No, because ultimately...
Except for the ice cream and the pudding.
There is something, when they say you can reveal too much about yourself, I think maybe they're right. It's like one joke about how your penis is soft, funny.
Sure. Half an hour?
A joke where you're using, I don't want to say it doesn't get hard, but I use it as a mixer for baking.
Huh? As a tea cozy?
Tea cozy is always good.
Yeah.
Have you? I wasn't going to do what you thought I was going to do.
I know you were going to.
I was in a way going to say, what else is in the news? Like, did you see anything interesting this week? Or you see any movies?
I did not see any movies.
I saw the Nazi Titanic.
You did. Did you watch the entire Nazi Titanic movie, or was it
just documentary?
Oh, okay.
I watched a documentary.
What's the documentary called? I want to see this now.
It's on the Military History Channel.
Oh, okay.
And I'll have to send it to you. I love watching Goebbels.
Yeah.
I like being more...
George Goebbels?
Well, he too. I guess I was just born to be obsessed with the Nazis. At a younger age, it was more on a Mel Brooks type level,
right,
with the Schweinhund and the Shrink and the Shrunk. But now
you're really into it.
I'm really into it in the sense that this fucking weasel Goebbels, he was like he's like a television network executive. I mean, a mean version of it. But he happened to actually be a decent appreciator of art as opposed to Hitler.
Yeah.
Hitler liked the hackiest stuff.
Right.
He liked not hockey.
He liked Red Skelton stuff a lot.
God bless.
I'm William Shatner, and you may not know this about me, but a few years back, I was diagnosed with a sleep disorder.
Is that what he does now?
Yes.
Well, how much do we have?
To clean your sleep equipment. And he says sleep equipment 1,000 times.
And it's unbelievable. And again, it stings me only because I think I'd be good for that commercial. Because it's good to have someone self-deprecating.
Sure.
Hi, Mandy Kindler. You may remember me from See? Already better. Do you know William Shatner will never stop doing commercials? What does he need? It's ego, I think, now at this point.
Probably, but
You've always said make hay while
someone
the hay.
You're 80 something. Someone calls you up. You say no. To be around people.
I hope that I'm right about this. I don't think I could do reverse mortgage. I mean, I just don't think I could do stuff like that.
You absolutely could and would.
I know that you're making the argument that there's nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it.
I'm just saying they call up with a paycheck. You go, all right.
What if I don't need it?
But you do.
I don't see. This is where we disagree. But you know what? Disagree. I don't have any passion behind it because it'll end up being. What does it pay?
What? Well, yeah. I mean, but what if I said it can be a little funny? This reverse mortgage commercial.
It's creating an unpleasant hypothetical because it creates a thing where I absolutely know that there are gray areas because I would do. I've done commercials. I did the XFL.
You did the XFL. Why is the XFL more moral than a financial instrument?
Okay. Let me see if you're right. Let me see if I'm right about this.
Why are head injuries better than? Why is promoting head injuries better than promoting financial independence?
Okay, I'll tell you why. Joe Namath is one of my heroes, right?
Yeah.
If Joe Namath didn't need money, it would be better. I don't think any less of him, but if he didn't have to say...
You have no bubble to burst, Andy.
What's that? Oh, that's true. No, I'm not arguing for me.
There's no children who looked up to you who were going to suddenly go, not Andy.
Hi, I'm OCD sufferer Andy Kindler.
Right.
Don't take OCD. No. Don't take no OCD.
Did I wash my sleep equipment already? I should do it again.
Hi, I'm Andy Kindler. Before I used the So Clean system, I spent hours thinking that I was being poisoned by my own CPAP machine. No longer. I don't know why you're because I know that you do believe this, though. You believe that if you are napalm, if the commercials for Lieutenant Callie.
No, I don't think you would. I don't think you would do. I don't think you'd do. Hi, I'm Andy Kindler for genocide.
No,
I wouldn't.
But that's not much of a line. There's some people who wouldn't do that.
I'm not saying you would advertise an immoral product.
Right. But what you're saying
But I'm saying you might advertise a totally uncool product.
All right, then help me with this then.
Okay. I used to put catheters with pointy things up my pee-pee.
Until I use lubricator catheter, no, I love, and I actually think the problem is I just realized that the answer is it's my problem. I love the Jefferson Airplane. It now is starting to bother me.
I like their older stuff when they were still Jefferson Davis.
But the song about one pill makes you, that's kind of has a place in my soul.
White Rabbit, yeah.
That the fact that it's on this commercial now, it does bother me, but not it just somehow bothers me.
Yeah.
But
who are you mad at?
Nobody really, I guess. I'm sad, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm sad for the fact that it's Jefferson there.
But it's a 50-year-old song.
Yeah.
It's had its chance to be important to people.
That's true.
I
think that I'm getting upset over nothing.
And Dylan's been doing it for years.
What does he do?
Selling his music to commercials.
Right. But also the thing is, sometimes I don't mind it, but sometimes it's like...
If you have a particular memory about it.
Yeah, because it seems to me it's a subversive song.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not that subversive, but I think it is.
Well, it's a psychedelic drug song.
Well, honestly...
And now it's a cruise ship song.
I have to admit to you that I have never read the original Alice in Wonder or Alice with the Looking Glass. I only know lines, which I love all the lines, but it's another one of those phony things that I probably said I did read before.
Well,
how about you?
I'd be surprised to hear the conversation that came up in.
It would come up in college when I would start to explore like sarcasm and people who were like making points.
Yeah,
you could say, much like
the Cheshire Cat.
Bah, bah. Like Cheshire Cat, baby. And it's Dennis Miller on the 12s.
Hey, babe, drink me.
He is endlessly fascinating to me.
Yeah.
Mostly because, do you think if he could actually...
He is endably fascinating to me.
I have a feeling... Okay, I just realized he's such an asshole, it wouldn't matter if he saw who he was. Because it wouldn't matter if he really he knows he's an asshole and doesn't care, probably.
I think, I don't get the sense that it's a lack of self-awareness completely that's his problem.
Or that he perceives himself...
There's some lack of self-awareness, definitely.
Right.
Because the quality of jokes has slipped to the point of... Whoo!
I love when someone like him goes through pain, having made a choice, and then starts to... I like when you hate a crowd that's your own fault for having gotten a crowd like that, Yeah,
I mean, I think the other thing is it's a different world when you don't have hilarious writers.
That's true.
He always had hilarious writers.
That's true. He always had hilarious writers.
I mean, I'm not saying that about necessarily his first round of stand-up.
No, not the stand-up show.
But all of his TV shows, he had really good staff.
I hate to go on a rant.
Who were as smart as they made him look.
Yeah. Well, you can't say about Dennis Miller he didn't get his shots.
No, he got his shots.
And then some. You know what I'm feeling?
Sad.
I'm feeling like we're getting near a break.
You think so?
No, I guess not.
No, we're getting close, I guess.
No, we shouldn't do it.
No, it's great. It's, I just...
No, I didn't mean...
I'm not entertaining you. I guess.
No, Josh, I feel bad now.
Oh. I was just playing.
How are you feeling health-wise?
Are you asking for Corona reasons, or are you just asking?
No, how about no? I wasn't thinking for Corona reasons.
I'm feeling fine.
Has anybody that you know anybody who's had a community transmission?
I don't yet. No.
And you say you don't get a shot every year, or you do get a shot every year?
I get a shot some years. It's not part of my regimen.
Well, it should be. I am very proud, and I'm very excited to announce to all of our listeners and our non-listeners that I have gone through my shingles vaccine regimen.
Yeah,
you have to get two of them.
Yeah.
And They're not as painful as people said that they might be. They're not that painful. They just your arm feels heavy.
Yeah.
But if it does prevent me from getting the shingles,
That's a good thing.
People who are older and have gotten them,
it hurts.
You can get them in your eye, for example.
Yeah.
How would you like that?
I wouldn't.
Be constantly rubbing it. You've never had it, right?
Never had shingles?
Yeah.
No. I had chickenpox.
So you're going to, when you get old, you have to worry about these things.
Yeah. Isn't it 50 or something?
Maybe
50 or older?
Maybe soon. So I'm ready to go.
I did realize today, I don't remember who I was talking to, but, with all my older friends, which is virtually all my friends, I've engineered it so that when I have a 50th birthday party, people will be making jokes about how young I am instead of how old I am.
Well, that could be true. And how many years away is that? No, we don't need to talk about it.
Another year and a half.
Unbelievable. So here's the way I feel about it. Do you know how the first part of your life you were a wunderkind kid, touring the country at 16 or 17?
Yeah. Pissed it all away.
No, that's not what I'm going to say. I'm old. You can't get around it. 50 is when the walls start falling down, my friend.
Yeah.
50 is like you could die at 50. You're not that much younger than everybody else.
No. My dad died at 52.
Okay, let's not get off this stuff. All right, let's change the subject. You know what? 65 degrees down in Los Angeles. And according to a new report from the New England Journal of Medicine, if your father had a heart attack at 52, you're probably not going to.
It's okay. It was cancer.
Wait, I thought your father had heart problems.
No.
Oh. Well, cancer doesn't run like that, does it? Shut up.
Yeah, no, cancer does run like that, but...
My father got cancer at age 60 on his tongue.
Wow.
And it was a weird one. And every day that counts past 60, I think I've dodged a bullet. Look, this is not about... We don't want to lose what younger listeners we have. Well, first of all...
Old man, look at my life.
By the time many of our listeners get to be 50, there will probably be immortality pills.
Sure.
They have Prevagen now. Fast forward to soon from now.
Prevagen Plus.
Prevagen Plus. You know, the other thing that's bothering me right now is I don't, I guess, care that much about March Madness.
Yeah.
And everything's going to be canceled now because of the...
you think?
Well, they're already canceled.
I did feel a little weird booking my ticket for a month from now.
I feel weird because I'm going to New York this week.
Are you going?
Yeah, I am going to New York this week. I can't announce that.
You can announce that?
Why would I have been hesitant to?
I don't know.
But just me, I'm going.
Yeah.
Because
when are you going?
Thursday.
For how long?
I think 5 days. That's the thing we're going to have to talk about is I think I'm coming back on a Wednesday.
That's 6 days.
Because I thought I was going with Susan.
Yeah.
So you're looking at me like I'm your husband.
No, I'm looking at you just trying to figure out
how we're going to do it.
Our schedule.
Well, I know what you're thinking. Here's what I've been going through in my mind.
What?
You're going to say to me, "Why didn't you tell me earlier? We could have gotten 2 in."
No, I wasn't going to say that. I was going to say we'll work it out because it's your mom's sick.
I just realized something.
I was just trying to figure it out in my head, but I wasn't
here's the
going
thing.
that fucking
I have
asshole.
to create someone outside of me
Yeah.
who is going to criticize me for what I've decided,
Right.
and that person is an unpleasant person. That's not like you. He's more like a bad version of me.
Okay.
Oh, is that what you would do?
I mean, it could be a super bad version of me too, but but it's not the right one.
No. Because here's the thing. You have always been a low-key person since I met you. So you're not somebody who I would ever have thought to be afraid that they were going to get mad.
Good.
Right? So a lot of my things are based on people who I'm nervous about. But it doesn't matter. You could be Mother Teresa, who now has a checkered thing, according to Christopher.
You're worried I'll morph into your father and then be mad at you.
No. I'm worried that I don't realize that I'm having the argument with my father.
Yeah.
That's the thing. If you think you're not having it, then you're thinking I'm having it with Josh. I'm having it with Eddie Pepitone.
Right.
No, Andy. They can't possibly be what you're thinking in your head, that they're like, you're not smart enough. The cousin of my father kind of gave me this, like, it's a little bit beyond your comprehension level.
You'll never reach the 196 that your old man is.
James Woods claims to have IQ in the 180s.
I remember him even when he was more palatable, claiming he had a super IQ. I don't know if it's in the 180s.
I don't think there is the 180s.
I don't think so either.
But does it really matter now?
If it is and you're an actor, you're a schmuck.
Because you could be doing...
Because you could have done something for the rest of humanity with a 180 IQ.
You don't think being the world's...
Just figure out traffic or something.
You don't think being the world's greatest... they don't call him... What do they call him? What's a thespian?
Yeah.
Is a use of your brains. Well, Katharine Hepburn did say that being a great actor can't be that amazing if someone can do it at like 5.
Right.
Like Shirley Temple.
There's something to that.
There is something to that. That's what a lot of people say when they look at my acting now. As a kid actor, I seem more natural. You make good coffee. You keep it warm in a cup. There's a cover on it. How could you tell the difference between this and me having a breakdown finally? Here's what I'm always trying to do, Josh. I'm always trying too hard.
Yeah.
In everything. It used to be comedy.
Well, not everything.
Wait, now I don't know. I mean, I'm not. I want to be insulted. I just don't know. Is that stand up?
No. Sure.
It could be stand up, right?
Stand up.
Now I don't want to go away. You don't want to go away a month from now, and I don't want to go away at all now. But I mean, according to Trump, it's going to miraculously go away.
Sure.
Do you have a handle on what is going to happen, or do you feel like if you had the handle on it?
I think there's going to be several hundred more cases that unfold over the next couple of weeks. And I don't know. I think there'll probably be another major outbreak in another city.
And what can happen is it can keep going around another year?
I don't know.
I don't know. Boy, I wish we... What was that movie, Love in the Time...
Let me check my epidemiology app.
Well, didn't you read that book, Love in the Time of
Cholera?
Yeah, is it good?
It's fantastic.
You didn't read that one either?
No.
Isn't there a great one about the plague?
But it's about the lovers who end up on a boat and a boat with cholera, and it's, everything that's keeping them together is the fact they're on this boat.
You know too much about it. Now tell me about the mail note, the note mail, the mailman, the mail note.
What are you talking about?
You know, it's got one of those movies where maybe Clint Eastwood's in it and Meryl Streep are in love. It's the note. It's the Notebook. Is it the Notebook?
No, it's not. Meryl Streep and Clint Eastwood is the Bridges of Madison County.
Yes. And were they romantic?
Oh, yeah.
Was it one of those like, hello, how does he talk? Hello, Meryl.
It was third act love.
Oh, this is lovely.
What is that accent?
Oh, I'm doing Catherine.
I think she was Italian. Meryl
Is this
Streep,
Katharine Hepburn? No, it's Meryl Streep. I don't think of Meryl Streep as being my love interest right now. So no, I was.
But Katharine Hepburn, you're into? Is that what you're into?
When I was a boy, I did find all women, and just starting to feel sexuality. I did find all women beautiful, but not Katharine Hepburn. I just thought she was beautiful.
Yeah.
But not like attracted to her. Morticia Adams.
That was your.
I'm trying to. I like when you know
who was in the Spank Bank, the Andy Kindler Spank Bank.
Barbara Eden.
Barbara Eden.
Agent 99.
Okay.
Please don't call it the Spank Bank. I can't even continue.
I was wondering how you just went right along.
We're not that kind of a podcast. But now that you mention it, okay, so Agent 90. Oh, Peggy Lipton. I was very attracted to her.
Wow, don't make that noise.
Oh, I thought, but now, okay, I can't say anything more with the Spank Bank premise.
Okay.
But the woman who played Julia, I always thought was beautiful.
Dan Carroll?
Yeah, she's beautiful. I thought most women were beautiful.
Yeah.
And the guys weren't that bad either. 65 degrees coming up on Andy Kindler's the homophobic Monday.
And we'll be back after this little break from
I got nothing.
This musical break from our friend Spartacus.
Yeah!
You're fighting the good fight badly.
Yes, I'm fighting the good fight badly.
Memory foam makes you lose your memory.
Why does that make you laugh, Josh?
Because it hurts you to cry.
It's viral. It's gonna go viral.
That's fantastic.
One of these days. Mr. Andy Kindler, tell me which celebrity's been troubling you.
You see how I'm interrupting right now? That's my
Weinstein keeps hoping you leave space open so we can sneak a little joke in. Change his middle name to Elvis just so his initials wouldn't spell out J-E-W.
And that's why I still love you.
Let's spiral. Let's put up a paywall.
Here's the way the paywall would work.
To see if podcasting pays off. The spiral's gonna go viral.
Anything but.
One of these days.
I like when you use the thought spiral oriented stuff. Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm not.
You're never looking at me. Do you think there's ever been a time... Okay, I've never been right with what you're thinking.
Hold on, let me just shake off my face. All right.
Okay, give me a signal. Does it bother you that the Houston Astros cheated? It really bothers me.
That they what?
That the Houston Astros cheated so badly. The Astros with stealing the signs?
Yeah.
But, I mean, shouldn't that taint their victory?
It did.
All right, let's move on. I'm moving back.
It didn't nullify their victory,
I'm
but
trying to make a demo tape for a sports show.
Okay.
Okay, can we do one more with me?
Yeah. And we're back. Yeah.
You know, the Lakers looked strong last night.
They looked fantastic, didn't they?
They really did. And not that New Orleans didn't give them a run for their money. I don't even know. They're a terrible team, right?
They're a terrible team. Yeah.
That was fun. I watched. It was the first Lakers game I watched was last night.
Yeah. Good game.
Yeah. And I am now trying to get over the tragedy of Kobe Bryant.
Yeah. You were sort of laughing when you were saying that.
Oh, no, I wasn't. All right. I still want to say that all these tragedies, I like to keep it narcissistic. I like to keep going back to, I'm not getting on no helicopter anymore.
Yeah.
Are you getting on a lot of helicopters?
Not a lot of them.
But you have been on them.
I have.
Do you have anything coming up in the thing?
In what thing?
Like things that are in the hopper?
What do you mean?
Meeting, and this came up, and then
No, I have the Crash and Burn at the end of the month, and I've got the movie coming out in June, and I've got, I don't have anything.
Hey, ask me what I have going on.
What's up with you?
Well, I'm really going to put the album out.
Yeah?
This time I am, though, and we can't even joke about it.
I can still joke about it. It was 2013.
Even after all the tragedy? Why don't you tell me this stuff on my lips?
I don't know. Stop touching your face.
Oh, I hate it. You don't have this yet, but, well, you probably do, but when you get older, things, you don't want them to grow, and they keep growing. It reminds me of a 45-minute bit. Okay.
Stop.
I know, it's annoying. It is annoying.
Stop.
I will. Hey, do we have any letters, or have people been trying to contact us?
We probably do.
Did we go too early to it? Because I was ready for a break tonight, I noticed, before you were. You were like, oh, wow.
Yeah, I was saying, like, hey, let's ride this wave.
And you know what? It's almost up. It's almost baseball time. Because this is a very depressing time of year for sports, I feel.
Yeah.
I know you like basketball, but when does basketball really heat up? 2 more months?
I don't know. You watched it the other night, so it must be time.
Well, it was a mistake. Although they look good. It's LeBron James is on the Lakers.
Jim Meehan says, I don't really agree with Josh's suggestion for Midnight Cowboy casting of Andy in the Bob Balaban role. Although John Voight seems to nauseate Andy, too.
I love John Voight in those movies. I'm not taking him out of those movies.
Yeah.
But it's hard to like him now.
A little hard.
I have no feeling about him. I'm sure his politics does not reflect the fact that he's crazy.
Michelle Wisecarver.
Michelle, your wise carving has brought us to this point.
Do you want to try another one?
Michelle Carver, it's so great to hear from you. Hope you're good, hope you're well, hope the family's well.
All right.
Better.
Michelle Weisgarber says, gentlemen, today's show is the perfect example of why I love this podcast and you. Real heartfelt talk between friends? Check. Great stand-up chunk by Andy during the break? Check. Josh laughing maniacally about charity shaming Andy? Check. Perfection.
Thank you, Michelle. And the thing about it is, I decided my excuse is now that I don't like to make a big deal out of my charity giving.
Yeah.
I forgot, what is your thing? You give to Planned Parenthood, right?
That was a big
But is it a healthy chunk of money?
Nice chunk. I give a nice chunk.
So it's a considerable share.
A nice chunk. It was just, I just was so, after the hell that was the first hour and all the self-loathing to then come back with what charity is, and you're just like, oh no.
The unmasking of Andy Kindler.
Jordy says, in honor of James
Lispin?
Jordy says, in honor of the passing of James Lipton, what's your favorite curse word?
Well, you would think, Josh, on the evening that James Lipton died, that I would not do my James Lipton.
Oh, are you doing your James Lipton?
Yes, I am. I need you, Josh, to answer the 5 words from Binabive. That's all I got. Yeah, I realize, I don't know why I think that I'm going to do impressions better, but you should be able to do a good Jim Lipton.
Oh, yes. I would say my favorite curse word is motherfucker.
I used to love when he would say this. And then, Robin Williams, you came out with the movie Mrs. Doubtfire. That was like the way the show went.
Yeah.
I'm very good at voices.
Yeah. Claytor says, thanks, guys. Can't wait to see both of you in Toronto. Yes? No, just
No.
Andy. Andy doesn't go for bat for old Josh anymore.
Yes, I got to keep my enemies. I got to keep my enemies close. It's a terrible thing. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Toronto as well.
Well, la fucking da. M. Ledsome.
M is our friend from the UK, who is a lovely...
M is for the many tweets she sends us.
M is... Oh, you already did the M.
Yeah.
And Mystery Science Theater enthusiast.
Indeed.
Cinema Titanic enthusiast.
Well, both.
Okay. And I always get the early report from Europe, from when I should already be sleeping.
Yeah.
She comes through. I know what's happening over there.
Boom.
I know what's happening. You know what I like to call it? Across the pond.
They're not going to have you back if you say it like that ever.
I don't think you're going to have me back if I don't stop doing these voices.
And Ledsome says, just wondering if you guys have a favorite scary movie, or if a movie ever creeped you out. Is it Jaws? What would happen if Jaws was on Preschool Shark Tank, I wonder?
Well, it starts at the beach. Okay, clear your mind. It's a beautiful day at the beach. It's Memorial Day.
I like that.
Big start of the season. Everyone's happy. Everyone's carefree. Then barred up. Barred up. Barred up. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. $50 million. You get 2 points.
Well, I like what you're thinking.
We'll see if we buy it. Coming up next on Preschool Shark Tank.
I do think that there are only certain... I think that there are certain scenes from certain movies that really do frighten me. And I would say The Shining that really frightens me.
Yeah.
Is there anything that really frightens you? Like, I don't know if it would frighten me again, but I wouldn't watch certain movies alone.
I'm trying to think of what really... I mean, Young Frankenstein when I was 4 creeped me out,
Right.
I'm sure there's plenty of things that I've had to go, gah, but I can't really, they didn't imprint on me.
Right.
So we'll move on, because I already did the Shark Tank thing.
I found when I watched The Hunchback of Notre Dame, I found that a disturbing movie.
Yeah. Bells.
No, just I always find whether they're picking on people or people have infirmities or it always is hard for me to watch. I'm trying to cry again because you said it was good for our numbers.
Septic Twa says, if I have a barbecue for Thought Spiral fans this summer, will you guys come? You can have steak. The rest of these assholes can have hot dogs.
Where would it be?
I don't know. It's Septic Third's house.
Where does he live?
I don't know. I think he might be taking this a little too seriously, but I'll...
Well, I say I'm going to do things, and then
He lists himself as Mellonville, so you can't really buy that.
You don't know where that
you
is.
Can't buy that.
Mellonville is a reference to the saying at any time.
Mm-hmm. Dan asks, Andy, when will Kindler and Fitzsimmons reunite?
He's saying, when am I going to go on the Fitzsimmons show?
I guess. Sure.
And
take
why
it
are we
however you want.
Why? He's saying, I don't know. I've dropped out. No, I love going on his show. I love people.
We went on together last year.
We went on together. But I haven't been
That
doing...
wasn't enough for people, though. I think they thought I killed the special chemistry that is Fitzsimmons and Kindler.
No, but I used to do things like I came on his show because he was late, or it'll happen. But I do realize that I haven't been listening to his show, which is at one point, and that hasn't changed. I was obsessed by his show. I listened every week.
Yeah.
So and just it's not that it's just like once I got into true crime, I listened less to comedy things.
Yeah.
But I love him.
Thrifty DJ says, one of my favorite shows as a kid was Make Me Laugh. I hear that Frank Conniff was on there once. Did you guys watch or want to be on? Am I uncool for liking it? P.S. Would love to hear you show up on the Doughboys. Thanks for keeping on week after week.
Cool. Well, I have to follow up on that Doughboys thing. I used to think that it wasn't a show that I even wanted to watch, but now I see it. It actually was a funny show.
Yeah.
When you were having people I saw Shalling try and make someone laugh. But I never felt it was around when I was working except for the remake. And I don't remember going. I think I didn't want to do it because I didn't think I could do it or something.
Yeah.
How about you? How's about you?
I mean, I don't remember. I remember seeing reruns of it. The original show.
Bobby Man or something Man?
I don't remember.
No. And it could be very funny.
Yeah, it's a funny thing to watch.
Yeah. It's not The Enemy.
I always lump it in with Liars Club.
What was that show?
Liars Club was like a panel of low grade celebrities making up stories about what things are. Like they put an object in front of them, and
so it's like Whose Line then?
Yeah, kind of like that.
At that show I did like.
There'd be like people like Larry Hovis.
Who's funny?
Yeah.
Bernie Capel's still alive. I looked it up.
Thank God.
I love him.
Ultra Monster 500 series says, I'm highly suspicious of sous vide cooking. What is the bottom line with food safety vis-a-vis BPAs or other chemical contaminants? Well, I don't want to be the one to give you any sort of safety guarantee because I can't really back it up with data. But they do make bags specifically for sous vide. And I would assume that comes along with a certain level of protection. I wouldn't say use any bag for it, but I would I would feel confident using sous vide bags. And the temperature doesn't get that high because you're only cooking it to the food temperature you want.
Oh, okay.
And also, every food you eat is in plastic at some point.
That's true. But I think he's worried about the cooking part.
Probably so.
When I used to eat your frozen bird's eye peas, we always would boil them in
the bag,
plastic pouch.
Sure.
But is that before they knew?
That's why all your teeth fell out.
Is that before BPA was known about?
I think so. Yeah.
Teflon is what I think is going to kill me.
Yeah.
I remember really bad nonstick pans.
Yeah.
I can remember the smell of them. But the thing about sous vide that I find interesting is I love the idea of it, and I told you they have that at Starbucks, and sometimes on the road I'll get that.
The egg bites.
But the egg bites get old fast, whereas the thing you made wouldn't get old because you can make anything.
Like prime rib.
Yeah. Why do I feel like it's going to go out of style?
Sous vide?
Yeah. Is it something that's been around long time?
It's something that's been around for years and years.
Yeah.
It's only sort of in the past 10 years that it's become a more consumer accessible thing because it used to be like a big rig you'd have to buy. And then they started selling the sort of clip-on elements that you use.
How much have you invested in sous vide equipment?
$110.
Oh, that's good. I do feel weird that I'm more, I guess not more paranoid. I hate that I ever worried before I eat that I'm going to get food poisoning. But that is another thing about OCD. If you get too into, I would do that every time. Every time I ask myself, I'm like, if you start focusing on that as opposed to, okay, so you think about that. Who cares that you think about that for a minute?
Yeah.
But OCD goes, what if I'm going to be like more and more? Because you remember that week I was walking around eating a lot of sushi? I didn't feel that good after that week. I don't think bad sushi almost by definition is going to make you ill.
Yeah, well, it's got a high potential.
True. I agree with that. But I don't like it. I've had food poisoning 5 times maybe or 4 times. I hate it every time.
Yeah. So you don't like being poisoned, is what you're saying.
I don't like being poisoned, and the only time the only time I think about it would be
we'll put you in the nay column for poisoning.
Put me down for no.
Not Tweet Bahara says, Andy, you are funnier than Hawkeye, and you don't have Larry Gelbart writing for you. Thank you for risking being real with your listeners. You and BJ Weinstein are the masters of meatball comedy. Choppers, we got incoming.
Wait, BJ, I thought it was BJ Honeycutt.
Yeah.
Oh, you. He's using, I totally didn't get. Because you know what?
Because you don't remember saying you want to be Hawkeye last week.
No, I do remember that. Because it's been one of my, when I was a kid, I there was a time period I was like, this guy, how does he do it? How does he constantly come up with them?
And then you met me, the fastest man in the world.
Well, you're the fastest gun in the West. His stuff, by the way, I want to tell you, Alan Alda, it was written for him.
Huh? Wait, I have to come to terms with this.
Did you, when you were at some point in your life, think, he's very funny, I bet he is good off the cuff? Like, I think I do feel that way about Alan Alda, and I think that's probably not correct.
No, I think he's a witty guy.
Witty guy.
Yeah.
Okay. And that plays
of
into
above average intelligence.
You win again.
What do I win?
I don't know. We're not fighting. This shouldn't be a fight. It's not a contest.
Commish G says, gentlemen, have either of you ever been a panelist on a game show? I think Josh would give great clues on the pyramid, and Andy would kill on Match Game.
I never have. Oh, I have been on Match Game.
Fat Fanny is so fat that when she sits around the blank, she blanks.
I was on Canadian Match Game, and it was fun.
Really?
And
what is back bacon?
The thing is that those games, the idea of game shows is great.
Yeah.
But for some reason, which music is that?
Match Game.
But I don't know. It's hard to recreate what that was for those comedians at that time.
Right.
I don't think it's a similar environment. I mean, I've been on things that celebrate that, but I don't know. Maybe I don't know. It's like, I feel like game shows are never going to come back the way they were or something. Oh God, I wish I wasn't me. I do like that I share Jeopardy now with my mama. I like watching it with my mama.
You watch it on the phone with her?
No, I'm going back this week. I'll watch it with her.
Oh, okay.
And when I watch it with her, I actually like the game.
Right.
And I can even get through Wheel of Fortune.
Because you can talk and she can't.
That's the best part now. I kill her in every round. No, she's talking. And Wheel of Fortune I can watch sometimes too. But I still don't watch anything.
What is Mama?
Mama.
Why would I make light when you're going back this week?
Well, because it's something that you're making light of a delightful moment.
Sous Vide says, now that Chris Matthews left TV, is Larry Matthews, who played Richie Petrie on the Dick Van Dyke Show up for his spot?
I don't know. Every time I think of him, I think of that his acting wasn't good, but maybe it was just the role wasn't written great. Daddy.
He wasn't a great actor, no. He wasn't.
No.
He was no Jerry Mathers.
Jerry Mathers, to me, is the king.
Yeah.
And Wally was good.
Molly was good as well. Jerry Mathers was a good kid actor.
In many ways, my favorite. But now I realize that show meant a lot to me as a kid, and I thought
I could
watched
see how it would. I mean, I saw it obviously years later and more further away from. You were watching it in reruns too, though, weren't you?
Yeah, reruns.
You never saw it live, did you?
No, this was 50s. But it doesn't hold up like. I guess nothing holds up from that genre because it was a kid show, but it's still pretty good. And the buddies were good. Lumpy.
Yeah.
But like I can watch the Dick Van Dyke Show just like I watched it then. It doesn't fall down at all.
Any Richard Deacon vehicle you're down with.
He's so great in that.
Greg Kelly says, I was talking with my pal Billy, who loves to salsa dance and collect stamps, and we were wondering, what's your favorite kind of Girl Scout cookie?
Is that a mislead?
A little bit of a mislead.
I don't like them.
No?
None of them, really. I don't like the mint one.
That's kind of weird.
I think they're kind of bad.
Huh.
What do you like?
I like children. I like, kids who are trying to do something good for themselves.
But which one of them, though? Do you like the...
I like the peanut butter one.
They're terrible. It's terrible. It's bad for kids. And also, the Girl Scouts... Well, the Girl Scouts...
But I do not buy Girl Scout cookies most years.
I haven't in a long time. There was a time period in L.A. when you would come to supermarkets and they have those like things. They're like Snickerdoodle. They're like a Snickerdoodle. I used to love those. Is that what they're called?
Snickerdoodles?
No, that can't be what they are. They're like nuts and stuff, and they come in a candy box.
Yeah.
But they're not
Goo Goo
called
clusters, or
what's that?
Like a Goo Goo cluster. Or...
Now you're mocking me.
You're mocking me.
I said stop mocking me.
But Girl Scout cookies are perfectly good, and Andy's just wrong here.
Oh, my God. Does everything have to be a big simis?
Joe Ricketts says, let's lay out all of our cards on the table. We all secretly hope this dumb SOB Nick Wallenda falls to a tragic death, right?
What's happening?
He's walking across a volcano this week.
Is he the youngest or the only living Wallenda left?
He's the only relevant Wallenda left.
Has he always been the main guy? No, his father was, right?
I think his grandfather was.
His grandfather was.
Yeah.
Can he do it?
Yeah. He's done a bunch of these.
Walking over volcanoes?
He did the Niagara Falls. He did the Times Square. He did...
it's just ridiculous. And how...
He did the Pavilion's construction site on the corner.
How many months?
I don't know. It's looking close.
Unbelievable.
There's glass in the windows. So yeah, he's walking across a volcano.
We should have our offices.
Volcano.
We should have our offices in that new plaza.
We should. Good thinking.
Enter.
So you're not into the Wallenda thing. You obviously haven't been following.
I haven't been following it. I would watch it. What night is it going to be?
Not sure.
And do you think he's going to die?
No.
Is he good at what?
He's an accomplished tightrope walker.
Is he? But isn't the biggest, the greatest one the guy who ran was it the Twin Tower, the Bird on the Wire? What was that one? The Empire State Building guy?
It was the Twin Towers.
That's what he did?
Yeah.
Isn't he the best?
No.
All right. It seems like a very, very dangerous sport. Another guy died from that free soloing thing.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing with the tightrope walking is it's kind of a no-win as a spectator, as far as I'm concerned.
The only good kind.
You're either watching someone walking,
right,
or you're watching someone dying.
Has there ever?
Neither are entertainment points for me.
Has anyone died on a big?
Yes.
No, like
Wallenda's died. Like one died in Puerto Rico doing a giant stunt. There's film of it.
Oh God! At some point,
and it's boing boing splat. It is really not cool.
If it's boing boing splat, you mean you're still alive with the boing boing?
Well, he hits the wire, and then he tries to catch the wire, fails at that, splat.
The splat is. I don't get the rush.
No.
I'm glad it's happening.
Guy Incognito says, comrades, as you may well be aware, there is a litany of terrible An Evening at the Improv streaming on Amazon right now. Which current comedians would you want to see do hacky 80s stand-up there or do their own 2020 sets to people eating dinner?
There weren't people eating dinner there. That wasn't
No.
the big problem.
No. But they were seated at long tables.
Yeah, they were seated at long tables. I can't think of anybody, but I'm fascinated to see if I could even hate watch that now.
Yeah, you could.
Because they had good guests. They had crazy guest hosts sometimes.
They had crazy guest hosts, and it's all your friends when they were young.
Yeah, that's true.
It's all your friends 30 years ago.
I read that thing. Did you read that thing about Pete Davidson and Louis C.K. being so mean to him?
Being mean to Pete Davidson.
Yeah, and it sounds like such a classic story. It's like
Yeah.
Pete Davidson said it was his first year on Saturday Night Live, and it was over, so he was celebrating, and he smoked a joint, and in the in the 6B or whatever the hell they hang out, and he walked to the elevator, and then Louis C.K. goes, "Oh, there's that fucking idiot, Pete Davidson, you idiot, smoking pot, you're gonna get kicked off the show." I mean, really castigating him.
Yeah.
I just love these. I love these stories about Louis C.K. the
Like just him
perfectionist.
giving him advice? Like it?
Yes,
Yeah,
like you
okay.
fucked up.
Yeah.
And Davidson never got over it. He just couldn't even be around the guy anymore.
That's weird, because usually comics will shake off a slight.
I just can't believe a guy who masturbates in front of other people.
I told you he lectured me that time.
You said you, yeah. He about go for it. Don't be.
Yeah, about being a pussy on stage.
Yeah. Oh, that won't be. I know that this one day where what happened to him won't be entertaining to me. It's not come yet. I mean, hearing stories about how fucked up he was.
Yeah.
I know it's petty.
Mark Thompson says, being a week behind on asking questions sure can make a loyal spiral questioner seem like an insensitive lout. Andy's honesty about his pain last week was very moving. We love you, Andy, and hear your growth every week. Josh, hug him for us. Now.
Well,
We can do a radio hug. Come here. Pat, pat, pat.
Boy, I'm surprised you don't get into a lot of mime. That's nice. I feel better.
Good. Dan Marsh says, if you had no need to work for money, what would you do with your time? Charitable work? Teaching? A shot-for-shot remake of Boys from Brazil? I mean, for me, working for no money, it would be two documentaries, a comedy album,
Right.
and some cinematic Titanic DVDs. That's what I
Yes.
would do if money were not important.
I kind of do believe like I would be doing most of the same things I'm doing. I guess I would.
What I'm saying is I've mastered working for no money.
Right. And I was trying to top that, and I don't have anything topping it.
Michael Lapsley says, do you think James Lipton will ask St. Peter the 10 questions from Bernard Pivot before entering pearly gates?
I think that guy, is that Bravo? Oh, no.
I think
A&E?
I think it was Bravo.
Okay, because I was fascinated for time with that show.
Yeah.
I couldn't get enough, but I did not watch it for many, many, many years because but I still have fond memory. I think I still would watch it again.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, the other thing is like there's so many shows since then where people are talking about the process.
Right.
And back then it was more, we didn't see that much.
True enough.
Hi, I'm Schminky. I'm on the directing track. Maybe they would say that.
I do. Schminky went on to big things. John Kovaleski, cartoonist, says, just a comment. Might be nothing funnier than Josh laughing at Andy, like at his charity shame. Not as frequent, but nearly as funny as when Josh gets annoyed with Andy. I think one time was about traveling a distance to go to lunch. Hard not to LOL, as the kids say.
What was the nature of the argument about traveling?
I think it was just you being annoying as fuck going up to Brent's that day.
Oh, I remember that. I'm proud to say that I'm aware of my neediness, and I think in the old days I was just needy.
Yeah. Self-aware neediness is definitely much more attractive. Benjamin Earhart says, is it weird to only listen to one podcast? Yes, but I only listen to one and it's Thought Spiral. Yes, I'm weird.
I think it's
I'd say you're wonderful.
I think you're wonderful too. I can't believe it though. Because I keep going by me, that at some point I will get tired of me. I will get tired of anything.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily true. I go back to shows. You know what I'm saying? Like, you binge and then you go back to it at some later date.
Right.
So, if you do leave...
That's how MASH operated.
It's true.
If people would go sample everything at the beginning of the season, then they'd come on home to the 4077. Benjamin Earhart also says, you know that email you read in Test Show 145, the guy who said that you should have a guest every month, which you shouldn't, and that he's tired of James Mason requests? I was wondering if you could reread his email over again once more, but in the James Mason voice. Wow. That was really getting in your craw, that letter, apparently.
That's interesting, though. You know what I find interesting is that I understand where the person's coming from who doesn't want it anymore, but I do understand the person who's coming from is like, don't complain about it.
Right.
Like, they could trust us that we'll know when to wrap it up.
In fact, we've gone this entire show without a single James Mason request. I'm not sure why this man would even have a problem.
I mean, I could see if it didn't come up for a period.
Right, but, you know. Miss L. Boogie says, please watch Hunters on Amazon Prime for both my self-serving and critique purposes. I am in episode 3, and I would also love your critique of Al Pacino playing Jewish. My name is pronounced Miss Al Boogie.
Oh, we got to watch this. You. What is Hunters on Amazon?
It's that Nazi hunting show with Al Pacino.
Is that what that? I keep hearing them talking about that, and it's based on real Nazis?
I don't know. I think they take some liberties for sensational story purposes, but
we got to check it out now.
Yeah, I will watch it.
I can't imagine me not getting around to any Nazi-themed episode or exercise.
Yeah, Vol.
You know it, dumb cuff.
Dan Marsh says, it was nice to hear Andy say on Test Show 146 that he's enjoying doing the podcast. It really shows. Glad everything is working so well, except for Andy's penis.
Did you add that?
No, it's right there, and he actually wrote penis.
I like that. I just want to let people know that I made a joke about working for my penis, but I really did have a doctor's appointment this week where the guy just kind of like shook his head at me.
Just when you're 63. Give it up.
Yeah, and he actually said I could write you out a certificate of non-compliance. I'm not worried about it because...
No, you're the Tom Carvel of sex.
Hey, it's not the size of the thing, it's how often the thing. Enough with the sex, I'm going to say one day to my wife.
Derek Faraci says, now that he is suddenly retired, can you both do your best Chris Matthews impersonation? His bursting, ha! Always made me laugh.
Well, my favorite impression of his is James Adomian, but my favorite impression of him was also the guy from Saturday Night Live, Daryl Hammond. Because at one point he would say, as an impression, "Habba da hada," because that's just kind of like you're watching Habba, "Habba da hada." But that's I don't know if I ever can do like a
impotent Jew. Let's play hardball.
Peace Corps.
Let's play hardball.
Let's play hardball.
Tonight on Frontline. I think that's all of our questions here.
You know,
in Twitterville.
I think that
let's take a look at a few.
Let's take a look at our email. Let's take a look at our email. We have some kind of email.
Aaron says, "Hey guys, this is my favorite podcast. Excited to ask my first question. An episode or two ago, Andy mentioned he was friends with Maynard from Tool. I'm interested in this because Andy doesn't seem like he would like Tool. Is Maynard more of an Andy fan than vice versa? How did this friendship come about, and what does Andy think of the new album? Or has he heard it? I think it's one of their best."
I have not heard the new album, and I was not a fan knew nothing about that type of music. But then I got to be a fan of Maynard, so I would listen to some, I think there's like The Perfect Circle, or there's some other stuff too. And so I always kind of... I love him, and so I kind of, and it's not like music I can't listen to, but I have never gotten into the music, but I will listen to the new album. I like to listen to the new album.
So you're into Tool.
I am into, and some of the stuff I've listened to I did like.
Okay.
But not like enough to go back every day. God,
Understood.
I just fucked that up. But Maynard's cool. And Maynard is also a friend of an old friend of mine, is Laura Milligan, who you might know from San Francisco. And she used to do stuff for the Diamond Club. And Maynard did stuff like for Mr. Show, so I knew him through those people too. And he was always he's always very sweet. And he makes amazing wine. I think it's called Caduceus.
Yeah.
And it's unbelievable wine.
Huh.
See, you thought I could never add to something, and I told you occasionally I have facts. You wouldn't believe me, though. You said I could never add to a letter. Look what I just did. Fucking gold. I can see you do that. Take a letter or question and really fucking go with it. Try it, asshole.
No, you made me want to stop. That's our show for this week. If you want to support us, the show financially, go to the buymeacoffee.com/thoughtspiral and buy us a coffee.com.
Yeah. And don't forget to and give us a nice review. If you're going to give us a review, give it a really good one.
Yeah, go to Apple Podcasts and leave us a 5-star review and your happy thoughts about us, if you would. Some of you have done it, and we appreciate it. Man, I don't know why I got into this.
You know what, though?
This tone is kind of.
I think it's good.
It got a little public radio there.
I don't think it's so bad, and I think if you even go further with it and just make sure that however we ended it.
Thought Spiral is produced by Alex Brazel of Showbiz Productions.
Special thanks to Kanky.
Special thanks to Kanky.
Yeah, for the
Kanky Saurus.
I bet that you can't actually end the show because you are a bum. No, you can't do it because you're too much of a professional to just say that was bad. I'm going to let it go.
I have a confession.
What's that?
I'm faking my imposter syndrome.